In this session, let's talk a little about how the data or the sanya works. We all do things according to the sanya we have within our selves, the data we have gathered. I'll give you an example to understand this. One person may say that eating vegetarian food is a good thing because they don't like animal cruelty. Another person may say eating fish is good because it protects the heart diseases from heart diseases. Another person may say avoiding red meat is good because um, it, it it can protect from cancer. So when we look at these three, um, which one is correct? All are correct according to their views. The data we have gathered within ourselves helps us to make decisions in day-to-day lives. It may have our parents said becoming a vegetarian is good, or from internet we learned. So always it is the information we have gathered within ourselves helps us to act and live our life on day-to-day basis. I'll give you another example to understand this better. So in a workplace, you have somebody who criticizes you all the time. So you get very stressed. Why this person criticizes me all the time, even when I try to do my work to the best I can, but the criticism is there. Then you think it's so unfair. I need to speak with this person, and you will go and have a conversation, and it becomes an argument, and it causes you stress. Another person may think their parents may have told them, or they have learned from the environment, their friends, or whoever, that avoiding such people is a good thing. So that person might think, okay, I will not go to speak with this person. She or he will never learn. So I will leave this person aside and I'll do my work. Another person might think, okay, this environment is not healthy. I should leave this place. So which action is the correct action? But according to our view or drushti, all three are correct for our own understanding, the information we have gathered. So it is, we think our view is correct. So it is the sanya or the data makes us do things in our lives. So I will explain how our senses work according to behavioral psychology. There are two ways how we process data by our senses. These two are known as top-down and bottom-up processes. I don't know whether you heard these two words, top-down and bottom-up processes. So top-down process is using the information data we have already have, and we only use the important data when we use the top-down process. That means when we are driving a car, we may see lots of signs beside the road, but we will not give any attention to any of these signs because they're not important. We have a view that these are not important. And when we see a stop sign, then our brain will tell us, okay, this is important. I should stop now. So you stop the car because you have learned that stop sign is very important sign. One thing is legally if we drive when there is a stop sign or a red traffic light in place, and then you will lose your points in your driving license or whatever. You are scared of doing that. So you stop your car. Or the other thing is you may have an accident, so you have a fear. You have gathered this data in your mind or brain that if you drive through when there is a stop sign, you could have an accident. So this is one method our senses use to help us to act. It is called top-down process. Only when there's important data, our brain tells us to act. The next bottom-up process is a data-driven process, Sanya. So imagine you are in a holiday destination and your very area is quite new to you. You come out of the hotel to go somewhere and you look for the landmarks. Okay, there are two palm trees in front of my hotel. There's a grocery shop and I need to turn from this grocery shop, which has a blue door. So you try to gather all the information, all the data when you are in an unknown place. So it helps you to prevent getting lost in the area. So, but with time, but end of the seventh day, you will not need to look for these signs. You can easily come to your hotel without getting lost. So, uh, in meditation practice as well, especially on in day-to-day meditation practice, when we are mindful, observing our thoughts, it is the same. In the beginning, it's very hard to observe. Specifically, we are focusing on raga, dvesha, and moha, uh, anger, greed, and delusion. So, delusional mind is very difficult to observe, but with time you will see that. But anger and greed or cravings we can observe very easily. Uh, Now, let's look at how anger works. When we get angry, we can react. It's the human nature to react to things. And then what happens? Um, After 2 days, you may start to realize, oh, why did I act on that day? Why did I shout it at that person? I shouldn't have done that. And you regret within your mind. And next time, when you get the angry thoughts, you're observing, you're mindful, you're practicing meditation, and then within the same day, you may realize, oh, I shouldn't have get angry that time. I should have been ignored the person. No, I should have done something. If I left that place, that moment, I wouldn't act like this. So the time period, the realization of your anger, the time period becomes um, lesser and lesser, shorter and shorter. So with time, you will be able to observe your mind as soon as you get angry, and you can feel it immediately. Oh, I'm going to get angry. This is not good. This destroy my peace. Let me move away from there. With time, it is easy to observe your thoughts and not to react. So it's like the same thing like when we are staying in a holiday destination. In the beginning, it's very hard. You need to look for all the signs with effort. But by the seventh day, it's easy. You can just come there without any difficulties to your back to your hotel. So it's the same when we start observing our mind, cravings, etc. Then uh, it is we are able to observe it as soon as possible when it comes to our mind. So talk about cravings. Now your doctor may have advised you that you have high blood sugar. So, or you're in borderline. So you need to be careful with eating sugary stuff. But your friend invites you to go to a hotel or some restaurant or somewhere, you go with her, and then you have when the dessert menu comes, you start to get the craving, and you will eat a huge dessert. And then you go home and start to worry, oh, why did I eat it? When you check your sugar, it has uh, risen very high, and you will start to worry. So, but with time, you will be able to, when you practice, when you observe your mind, as soon as you are going to eat a sugary dessert, you will remember, "Oh, my doctor said I shouldn't eat this. I shouldn't go for this. I will regret this. This is just a craving." So you are able to control it, and it will help to maintain your health. So either anger, cravings, or delusional thoughts are very important that we observe, because they cause us stress. When we observe, and if we can prevent these, and not to act on these, is a good way to have peace within ourselves. When we start to do things, practice observing our mind on a day-to-day basis, our meditation practice starts to develop. We can become an enlightened person or an arahant one day, but it takes a long time, years and years. But there is a process. Firstly, we need to get rid of the kilesha, or the um, delusional thoughts, defilements in the mind. We need to come out of these. So the cleansing time, we call it Shuddha. Shuddha, Buddha, two-stage process. Shuddha is cleansing stage. Buddha is the calming, relaxing state. So when this mindfulness helps us to cleanse the mind without getting these thoughts, raga, dvesha, and moha. So we are able to have a relaxed mind. And this is called Anuloma Shanti. And then we move to the relaxing or the calming state. It's known as Samatyaniyama, the calming state, the Buddha state. Then we are able to, when we reach that state, we can see in a better way. We see the universe, how the universe works, the dharmata in the world. We have more understanding of how our mind works. So, I will give an example to understand this stage. You get angry with your husband, wife, or children, or partner, and you will think, why am I getting angry always with them? The way they act or they behave. It's not actually not their fault. It's our mind, because we wanted them to behave in such a way. We wanted our children to be obedient, study well, behave well. This is the view we have in our mind. We have created a specific view how the child should be, or how our husband or a partner should be. And so when it changes, we get angry. And of course, you advise your children, you guide them, but they will never follow the way you would like them to live. They will do according to their own thoughts, sankara, their own understanding, what they have learned from the environment. So they use their own data or sanya when they act or behave. So you are putting an effort for them to be as you wish. So when this doesn't happen, then you get upset and angry. So it is the unsatisfactoriness or the anicca nature. This is the dharmata. So always this unsatisfactoriness comes to us if we try to have plans or data or waves in our mind. Then it causes suffering or dukkha. And it is a senseless that trying to um, think that things work according to our wishes. So with time, we are able to relax and observe how things happen. Of course, we advise, guide our children, but not it is not the case. But they can go according to their own thoughts, so their sankara. So observing them and observing the world, how things work, is the best way to reduce our stress, anxiety, and live a peaceful life. And it's very interesting when you start to come to this samatyanama state or observing state of how things work according to the universal cycles. Um, it's not uh, thi- now we had snow today. So in winter we get snow, and then we move to the autumn, and autumn has its own way. Sorry, spring, it has own way, there little bit of rain for plants to regrow, and then we move to the summer has its own things, the blossoming flowers are there, and its own nature. And then autumn trees start to drop the leaves down, and it's nature. So the winter comes again, and it goes cycle and cycle and cycle. So nature has its own way of doing things. It's the same with our body as well. We grow up and then we get old, and all these things, it goes according to a cycle. And we observe things, we see that things happen according to the nature. So then we get less stress. When we try to control and when we try to keep them as we wish, it's very difficult. It is very giving us too much stress. So these are the few things I wanted to mention today, how the sanya or the data works. Even when we see a cup, how do we know it's a cup? Because previously our parents told us that is a cup. So the data, sanya in our mind and brain tells us something with this shape is known as a cup. When we know a plate or this round thing is known as a plate. So it's the data, sanya helps us to understand the things in our environment. So let's talk about these in detail in the future sessions. And let's move on to the meditation side. Do you have any questions about the sanya and how this data works before we move to meditation? Or we can leave the questions to the end if you have any. Okay, then let's begin the meditation. As I mentioned before, this meditation is very important because we have some negative energies we create in day-to-day basis. We get ill, or we get frustrated with certain things. We get so many unhealthy thoughts in our mind, which creates negative energy. We have an aura around us, and then this aura becomes filled with black rays, we call it. So when the aura is not clear, and it affects our physical body as well, to difficult to heal the illnesses and takes time to heal illnesses. And even the thinking is not become clearer when we have a black aura around us. If our aura is cleansed and clear and have a crystal clear color, then it helps for us, our physical body, our thinking, and all sort of things. So when we chant meditation, the vibration helps to cleanse this aura. Our purified thoughts helps to cleanse this aura. So it is a way of helping us in a laukika way. That means in day-to-day life in this uh, world, it helps us to have a healthy, balanced mind. And also, it helps us to develop our meditation practice, developing our mind, and to experience the higher states of mind, jhanas, I will explain, I will do a separate session on jhana, how you feel when you're at the first jhana, and when you reach the second jhana, how you feel. And the fourth jhana is very important. You can even see things that unseen world deities, and all these things you can see when you reach the fourth jhana. But you need to practice at least every day, um, 15 minutes, half an hour to get there. It's not easy to get there. People meditate many years but still couldn't reach there. So you need to be devoted to practice to get to that state. So there are many benefits. You sleep well, you feel calmer. Also, you have good relationships with others around you because you are a peaceful, calm person, and everyone around you will start liking you. So these are laukika benefits, the benefits you can have in this worldly life. So let's move on to the meditation session. Try to sit in a straight position. You can keep your back straight and close your eyes and concentrate on your posture. If you can find a place where it is without noises. In the beginning, it's difficult to meditate when there are noisy in the background, but with time, you can meditate with any noise. But in the beginning, it's very difficult. So finding a quiet place is important. And let's bring our mind back to our body. Our mind likes to roam around, remembering what happened yesterday, what happened years back. Even mind can go to other countries. Its mind likes to travel. Durangamang ekacharang asirirang buhasayang. This is how the mind is explained. It travels far. There is no body to the mind. It can go anywhere without a problem. So it is important we bring back our mind to our body. So for this, we will scan the body from head to feet. In meditation, when we create positive energy, it helps to balance the negative energy in the world. Many people, with their thoughts, without unknowingly, they create this negative energy to the world. At least when few people are doing meditating and creating positive energy, the world energy, the universal energies get balanced and help everyone to feel peace. When we go to a temple or a church, you feel peace. It's because in those places, everybody creates positive energy. But when you go to a hospital, even with your family member, you're not ill, but you feel the stress in the hospital because everyone is releasing negative energy in the environment. They're worried about their illness and worried about their family member. So there is so much negative energy in the environment. So it is really important we try to release the positive energy to the environment as well. So let's sit properly, straight, with the back straight, and then focus on the forehead. Then move to cheeks, neck, shoulder area, chest, tummy area, moving to the upper thighs, knees, lower legs, and to the feet. From the feet, we are moving upwards again to the lower legs, knees, thighs, tummy area, chest, shoulder area, neck, cheeks, forehead, and the top of the head. When we meditate, our chakras, the 7 chakras, also get balanced. Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Heart chakra, Ajna chakra, all these chakras get balanced as well, because we have an energy body, not only the physical body. To be healthy, to be happy, our energy body needs to get balanced and purified as well. So let's focus on the elements of the body to bring calmness before we go to chanting meditation. We have 5 elements: Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Patavi, Akash. So Patavi is earth element, fire is Tejo, Apo is water element in the body, Vayu is the air element, and Akash is the space. So we are focusing on the Vayu element to give some lightness and calmness to the body. Vayu element has the moving quality. It doesn't fix anywhere. So we are not going to focus on the airflow from nose to the lungs. We are going to focus on the quality of the air, the free movement nature of the air. Take a long breath slowly to your tummy and slowly exhale it. Take another long breath to your tummy area slowly and release it. Again, take a long breath to your tummy area and you can release it slowly. Then focus on the air element, the light nature. The air moves from the nose and moves around the body. Vayu Dhatu. The lightness. If you have any area you are feeling very tense, breathe to that area and release the tension slowly. You will feel calm, relax, and light. Quality of the air has the lightness. In the first jhana, or in other words, we call dhyana, we feel our body becomes lighter and the whole body becomes airy. When the body becomes lighter and calmer, our mind becomes calmer. The air is moving around the body to the hands, to the legs, to the head, everywhere. We become lighter and calmer. Let's start doing our chanting to create some positive vibration to our aura, to cleanse and to release some good positive energy to the universe. And it helps to purify our mind. When the mind becomes purified, we can see things clearly. We understand things better. It's like when a mirror is covered with dust, we can't see our image properly. When the mind gets cleansed, we can see things clearly and understand things clearly. In this chanting verse, Karmasthana, we are focusing on the senses and mind, body, and speech, and all our senses. It says, restraining in body is good. Good it is restraining the speech. It is good in restraining the mind. It is good in restraining the senses. When we overuse our senses, it creates too much stress. If we watch TV whole night, our eyes get too tired. And if we, with the other senses also, it's the same. If we overeat, we feel heavy, difficult. So restraining the senses is bringing us peace and comfort physically and mentally in both ways. So this verse is about that. Um, you can listen to it, or you can focus on the meaning. Kayena sangvaru sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaru, manasa sangvaru sadhu, sadhu sabbata sangvaru. Kayena sangvaru sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaru, manasa sangvaru sadhu, sadhu sabbata sangvaru. Restraining the body is good. Restraining the speech is good. Restraining the mind is good. Restraining all senses is good. When we are not using our senses too much, we can see inwardly. The mind can look at our thoughts, process of sankhara. Kayena sangru sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaru, manasa sangvaru sadhu, sadhu sabbata sangvaru. Ayena sangvaru sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaru, manasa sangvaru sadhu, sadhu sabbata sangvaru. Ayena sangvaru sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaru, manasa sangvaru sadhu, sadhu sabbata sangvaru. Ayena sangvaru sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaru, manasa sangvaru sadhu, sadhu sabbata sangvaru. Let's chant the another verse, the other verse we usually chant. Etang santang etang panitang. Everything becomes peaceful. Yadidhan sabbe sankhara samato. When our thoughts become peaceful, when we don't have attachments, cravings, sabupadi patinisaggo, tanhakayo, when tanha is no more there, virago, attachments, raga is not there, and the roaming mind stops nirodha, nibbananti, brings enlightenment to the mind. This is the meaning of this verse. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabbe sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nibbānanti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nibbānanti. When the excessive thinking stops, mind becomes peaceful, calmer. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nibbānanti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nibbānanti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nibbānanti. When the attachments release, when the roaming mind stops, when the thinking becomes calmer, we will feel the calmness and peace. Even if you get any thoughts, it's okay. We shouldn't fight with those thoughts. It creates tension. Let them come and go, and observe the peace. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankara samato, sabbupadi pati nisaggo, tanhakayo virago, nirodho nibbānanti. Let's do some metta meditation. Spread some loving kindness to the world, some positive energy to the world. In modern life, people become very agitated, stressed, angry, so releasing lots of negative energy. To balance the world, universe, we are going to send some positive, kind, loving kindness, good energy to the world. May all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. May all the sentient beings, including myself, may freed from the samsaric suffering, may freed from the disease of samsara, may freed from the fears of samsara, may freed from the burning samsara, may freed from the sorrows of samsara, may freed from the sansaric raga, may freed from the bonds of samsara, may freed from the ocean of samsara, may freed from the desert of samsara, may freed from the darkness of samsara, may all the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's focus on all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. All the sentient beings, including myself, may freed from the samsaric suffering, may freed from the disease of samsara, may freed from the fears of samsara, may freed from the burning samsara, may freed from the sansaric raga, may freed from the bonds of samsara, may freed from the ocean of samsara, may freed from the desert of samsara, may freed from the darkness of samsara, all the sentient beings, including myself, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Let's focus on all the sentient beings in front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the front. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the right. Let's focus on all the sentient beings behind. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the back. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings on either side of the left. Let's focus on all the sentient beings below. Let's focus on all the sentient beings above. All the sentient beings, including myself, freed from the samsaric suffering, may freed from the disease of samsara, may freed from the fears of samsara, may freed from the burning samsara, may freed from the sorrows of samsara, may freed from the sansaric raga, may freed from the bonds of samsara, may freed from the ocean of samsara, may freed from the desert of samsara, may freed from the darkness of samsara. All the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. All the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. All the sentient beings, including myself, may attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. So focus on your body. Take a long breath to the tummy and slowly release it. Take another long breath to your tummy and slowly release it. Another breath to your tummy and slowly release it. Now, let's share the merits we gain from this meditation session to our parents and those who guided us to be who we are today, our teachers, our relatives, friends, who have helped us to be where we are today, and also those who are protecting this world, the deities, Brahma gods. May they all have the benefit from this meditation. May they rejoice and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So this come to the end of our practice, and you can open your eyes, and if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we can end the session. Do you spend time practicing on a daily basis? 15 minutes at least? It's important we spend some time on a daily basis to practice and keep up the meditation practice, so it will help to continue to a developed stage.
I'm sorry, couldn't get into class. I do about 15, 20 minutes a day. I try to.
Yeah, that's really good. Yes. To begin with. Yes, good. Okay, everyone. So let's end the session. Thank you for joining the session. Teruan Saranai.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Champika.
Thank you, Tabi. Thank you. Welcome.
Bye.
Bye, Champika.